What's up, everyone? It's Gavin or Tweek.
What's good? What's good? It's Marcus or Pink.
Hey, what's up? It's Charles or Chuck.
What's going on, everyone? It's Haz or Matt. What's going on, fellas? I think we're going to have a great episode this week. There were a lot of tournaments that happened last weekend and also a lot to look for. It feels like May is super duper stacked. And speaking of stacked, our Patreon content is popping off this month. $10 a month. You join and get the bonus episode and some additional bonus content that we're going to be filming after our episode today. Special segments with the four of us, just talking more in depth about some topics for the show. So check that out. It's patreon.com/Tweek Talks. And then also make sure you like and subscribe. If you're watching on YouTube right now, give us a like on Apple Podcasts, all that good stuff. Keep supporting the show, guys. We love doing it. Anything you can do can help. So let's get it going, guys. What's going on, everyone? Do a little around the horn.
Tweek.
Doing well.
Not all at once. It's a podcast.
I wasn't trying to like burst.
You're first, dude. Go.
Tweek Talks.
Doing pretty good. Like you said, May is going to be pretty busy. I feel like I've been pretty disconnected from tournaments and stuff, so May is going to get back into the swing of things. I have a couple tournaments myself, Battle of BC and MomoCon. So just going to do my best to prepare for that. But that's pretty much it from me. What's up, Charles?
I'm doing good. Getting ready to go to Hawaii for one day, and then from Hawaii to Japan. So Hawaii is like on the way from SoCal to Japan, so it's kind of like a pit stop real quick. Gonna see some friends and family for a day, which is gonna be super dope, and then going over to Japan for Kagaribi 10. I'm super excited. It's gonna be a crazy tournament, huge North America invasion. Bring out the big guns, Spargo coming through, so that's gonna be very exciting to see, and especially versus Acola, because I don't know the exact set count for those two, but I feel like Spargo is the top player that gives them the most trouble in terms of set count, and even just like when I think about just general matchups. So really going to be interesting seeing Spargo being the one that has to deal with like the jet lag and all that stuff, but with Acola having that home turf advantage. Really excited to see that tournament. And also, just to let you guys know, the bonus segment for today that we're going over, the topic will be underrated tech. And, you know, all of us, I think, are big enjoyers of tech. We will love seeing the game get pushed to the absolute max. So really excited to get into that bonus segment too, that you can check out on Patreon.
Hell yeah.
Yep, you know me. Only one thing on my mind, so it's getting closer and closer. Ooh, less than 3 weeks is the due date, but
I was gonna ask.
My gosh.
I know.
Wow.
I know. Yeah. It's exciting and stressful. It's just spending every day like babyfying the house. Gosh, like
What a word, babyfying.
I mean, babyfying. You got to baby proof it too. Like
Yeah.
True.
stuff can fall and all the corners, but that comes later. And oh man, whoo, yeah, it's great though. Otherwise, like YouTube's been going kind of foolish.
Nice.
Yo, your thumbnails have been hitting.
I love
Oh,
that.
thank you.
The thumbs and titles.
That's my boy Don. Yeah. I hired someone to do that. So, the title. I've been working on the title game heavy because Alpha Red just said, "You know what? I make my titles. What I like would tell some random guy walking down the street, like if they asked what this video is about, and I was like, I could do that. And hey, title's been hitting. Yeah,
Alfred's really cool about giving
yeah,
other Smash YouTubers or other YouTubers in general a lot of advice. Shout out to Alfred. I learned a lot of my YouTube fundamentals from him, from his team.
Fundamental.
YouTube fundies?
Fundies.
Yes,
YouTube
fundies.
fundies.
Yes, he got those. Alfred got those YouTube fundies.
Yes. Yeah.
YouTube.
And what about you, Haz?
Oh, you know, got a lot going on my neck of the woods. Work has been insane, really, really busy. So I'm trying to stay on top of that. I'm working through my backlog of single-player games because we basically had, I don't want to say an off month of April, but, you know, I've been really enjoying. I saw a lot of Legend of Dragoon enjoyers in the last comments of our last episode. I love that. I thought that would be like boomer reference over the head. Like, I don't understand. It's basically Final Fantasy plus Power Rangers if you've never played it before. It's really fun. I'm coming up to the final boss on that. Very excited. And then I have Resident Evil And what else am I playing? God of War I didn't finish yet, so I'm just working through a backlog. Gavin and I are playing together Final Fantasy VI, his first time, my maybe 100th time. It's my favorite game of all time. So we're doing like a co-op playthrough, which has been really fun. With that aside, I also am going through the process of buying a house. So that's been a lot. It's really exciting, but like Marcus said, it's an exciting but also a very busy time. And then when this episode goes live, it'll be the day before my birthday, so also trying to figure out what's going on there. So a lot of good and exciting stuff, but a lot of stuff that I'm really, really busy for. So it's going to be a great... And then Battle BC coming up, MomoCon, like a couple big tournaments coming up next month too. Just a lot to... It's going to be a busy-ass month. It's just the way I keep thinking. Probably busy-ass like 2 months is how I'm looking at it. So, yeah, a lot going on.
Yeah,
you and
is
Pink
what I would say.
Got the adult life cranked all the way to max.
Oh wait, shit! No, I can't hear you, Charles. I'm sorry.
Oh, no. But yeah, I was just saying, you and Pink have like dealing with crazy adult responsibilities cranked all the way to 10. You know what I mean? So good luck with that. And I mean, you guys are persevering and still pumping out the content, still coming through for this podcast. Super appreciate it, man.
Yeah, that's all I can do.
I know, dude. I'm sorry. I know. Yeah. I made sure to push that sigh out for our audio only listeners because they couldn't see my face. So yeah, and I think Marcus, you probably feel the same way. And I'm obviously Gavin and you and Charles too. Like with so much shit coming up in May, where it's all great. Like we're all excited to get back to tournaments and playing, commentating, being there, like all that stuff. But damn, it's a lot of time, a lot of effort, man. It's a lot of stuff going on. So even like just keeping up with everything for the podcast, dude, like try to keep ourselves plugged in to everything going on in the scene and in the podcast and like trying to do more with it, like build more content and stuff. It's just been, it's good to be busy is always how I feel. But at the same time, it's like, damn, a little downtime would be nice. So we'll see. We'll get there though.
I won't, but y'all will.
Yeah. Well, I mean like in 20 years, Marcus. Like,
okay. There we go. Yeah. I mean,
then you'll be good. Yeah.
You just got to wait for retirement, guys. All right.
Yeah. Oh, retirement's gonna be awesome! I can't wait.
Retirement.
Some days when I'm not feeling it, bro, I check my retirement fund and I'm like, all right, we're going.
It's a bit that
sometimes, bro. Sometimes, whatever it takes,
Take a peek at that 401k real quick and be like,
exactly.
All right, yeah, it's time.
The employer match is hitting. Okay, all right, we're good.
All right, this is sick days I got. Like,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Anyway, okay, let's talk. Do we want to talk upcoming tournaments first? Or do we want to talk tournaments that happened this last weekend?
We can do upcoming if you want.
Oh, okay. I'm so excited.
There's so much coming up.
This weekend first. And I hope, because I don't know what I'm doing for my birthday yet, but I hope, Gavin and Marcus, I hope you'll join me and watch this tournament all weekend. Because Marcus, you're already going to watch anyway. You just have to be in Discord with us. Gavin, we go. Kagaribi number 10. One of the biggest tournaments of the year, period, is what I'm going to say about it. 100%. Top 10 seeds: Acola, Spargo, Mia, Riddles, Yoshidora, T, Ashimo, Shuton, Mudace, and Ken. Bro, not listed in the top 10. Kameme, Lima, Zach Ray, Hero, the Bowser who just got 8th last weekend, or top 8 last weekend. Kome, Yumeki, Jazo is like top 30 at this tournament. It's insane. I got I got to shout out my man Jazo, obviously. But DeBuzz isn't even seeded top 10. This tournament is going to be an exceptional watching experience.
Man, this
just
looks so unbelievably stacked. And remember, most of the time we see a clash of international talent, especially with Japanese players. Where is it being held at, right? It's usually somewhere in the US or, somewhere in Canada, something of that sort, right? Especially with Battle BC coming up. But not too often do we see a large group of North American players travel over to Japan. I can't even remember the last time that happened. I think that was the last time that happened was when Leo got like 33rd with Joker, when he was first picking up Joker. I think that might have been the last like big NA invasion. So this is going to be extremely exciting. We always talk about the struggles of other players outside of NA that they have to face with jet lag and traveling and visas and all that other stuff. But now we're going to be playing on the strongest region's home turf, essentially, right? So I think a lot of exciting things can happen, but on top of that, there's going to be a lot of pressure on a lot of these Japanese players, a lot of expectations coming through. So I'm very interested to see how players like Acola is going to deal with that, especially being one of the strongest NA players is coming to Japan, being Spargo. And Spargo, the matchup or their set count, I believe, is in Spargo's favor, and even just the character matchup, right? Cloud, we always talk about like sword characters doing pretty well against Steve. Cloud, right now in the meta, one of the strongest sword characters in the game, and just does so well versus Steve. So I'm very curious to see how that matchup goes. I mean, and we'll see if they even play that matchup, right? Because Japan is a land of mystery if you don't follow it too often or too closely, because there's so many different character specialists that can like take you for a loop. Maybe you don't know a specific matchup. And even in previous iterations of Smash games, Japan has always been a region where it's like, oh, in like Smash 4, if you see a bunch of footstools in a combo and stuff, you're like, oh man, like the Japanese Greninja combos are coming, Like, that was like a big thing back then. So definitely a region that is known for their technical prowess, and they really want to optimize the game, right? And even when it comes to neutral, very safe neutral and stuff like that. So gonna be just an exciting tournament overall. I can't wait.
Yeah, and Charles, you're right. The lifetime set count is Spargo's up, let's see, 2 sets to 1.
Okay, so I haven't played a lot, but yeah.
No, and the set that Spargo lost was at Ludwig's Invitational, and it was Game 5, and then he won a Game 5 at Scuffed World Tour, so back-to-back Ludwig Invitationals, and then Genesis, Spargo 3-0'd him. So
we don't talk about that Genesis.
Yeah,
Lade had something to say. That Lade tweet is 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
He's the goat, man. Acola was omega feeling the pressure there. It was like very obvious. Like,
oh yeah,
I know like Acola does roll a lot, like in general, but like it was on
very good.
Yeah, it was on like 20 there. I was like, bro, you are freaking out. You're just rolling every second. Like, what's going on? As soon as they get near, I was like, bro, chill. So I'm excited to see. Definitely if Spargo and Acola play, because I guess those two currently have, I guess, Tweek as well, but Gavin hasn't gone to anything in a little bit, so most people probably forgot, but those two have the biggest case for number 1 in the world right now. So it seems like it flip-flops every other tournament, which one people are saying, like, oh, Spargo.
Acola and Spargo are like definitely fighting right now.
Yeah.
Even when they're not like playing head-to-head, it seems like the point distribution is changing every day. So
yeah, because he won a major upset over Leo, which was like, oh snap, like Spargo's, but then Acola won Summit, and you're like, wait, you can't forget. And then Acola's been winning more Japan stuff, and there hasn't really been any NA events like of that caliber, at least as many. So we'll see what happens. And it's funny you brought up the like random character specialist thing, because that's definitely what happened to Mutace. Bro lost to Duck Hunt, and Banjo was like, what?
Yeah. Welcome to Japan, bro.
welcome.
Diddy and Peach cannot succeed.
It is crazy too to like what Charles was saying is obviously a lot of it comes down to traveling and being on a different time zone, and doing all this stuff is so hard to compete with. But we've always said that Japan is such an inconsistent region in terms of just the raw results that we see. And I think it's just because they're raw themselves. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have no idea what characters you're going to run into on any given day that can just cause an upset. I'd say more so than over here. Like, I think obviously there are upsets on or in NA tournaments, but at the same time, it's nothing like, I feel like we say that almost every week is like, wow, this is crazy. Look at this one character we haven't seen in 8 months that is now getting top 3 in Japan. That got top 3 in Japan. The next time we see them, they get 49th. Yeah, Doc. Yeah, exactly. Doc's a great example. Duck Hunt. Like, there are just so many random characters that can do so well over there. So I think I'm very curious, and I think this is a good transition here to the tournament that happened this weekend, especially given the results that we've seen already from the NA representatives that have gone over there. Looking at not Kagaribi, Maesuma.
Do we have to go over this? Do we have to go over the results?
We gotta, dude. I was gonna
just
say
talk about the generals, man. We don't got to put numbers in front of players' names, man. All right.
Going back to Kagaribi, there's only one player seated in the top 10 that's from the USA going into Kagaribi, and it's Mutace at 9th. That's insane. That's crazy. Everyone, obviously, you're in Japan. There'd be more Japanese representation, but I mean, T, Yoshidora, Ashimo, and Shuton. That's 5 through 8. they could be 5 through 8 at most USA majors too. You know what I'm saying? Depending on how many players go there and all that good stuff. But Mia too. I'm really excited to see a lot of these matchups, man. It's gonna be wild. So,
because like honestly, the only thing that changes the seating in that area would be if Tweek, Light, or Sonics win, right? Like otherwise, it would stay the same.
That sounds like pretty. That makes sense to me.
Yeah,
it's actually crazy because there's been a handful of tournaments leading up to Kagaribi because they've been some of the players that are going to this one have already been there for a little bit, and it is just crazy watching them play in this region. It looks like such a new experience, and some of them are really struggling. Like it's just it makes me wish I was there because I want to. It sometimes it looks like almost a different game. Like they're just up against stuff they haven't played before. It's interesting seeing some of the Japanese players that stick to tournaments in Japan playing against some, NA players that just so happen to be in Japan, like just, once in a lifetime matchups that might never really happen again. And you can see like the fire in some of the Japanese players too. They're like popping off for winning individual games. And like, it's a really good opportunity to play some of the best players from North America. And you just don't see that every day. And I'm sure it's really good practice for people like Riddles, Cosmos, Mudace, Lima, DeBuzz. Like, I'm definitely jealous for sure because they're playing against, some of the best players with certain characters or just straight up the best of certain characters. And I think Kagaribi is going to be a nice, like, send off, like, the best one. The biggest tournament while they've been there for a few weeks.
Yeah, a lot of them were saying like Maesuma was like the warm up
yeah.
for Kagari. It was like, okay, like we got some experience of how like a Japanese major goes. Like we know we need to like start looking out for and how to prepare. So Kagaribi's the real test, and we'll see what happens, dude. You brought out the pop-offs. Did any of you see that Gackt pop-off?
Yes.
Yeah, that wasn't even versus an NA player.
That was a legendary pop-off.
It was Shuton though, right? Last hit game 5?
Yeah, Gackt versus Shuton, yeah.
The pop-off was so crazy, Gackt was like dropping frames in real life. Like...
Bro was lagging. That drove me crazy. I was like, what's going on?
Yeah, that was sick.
Gackt had a hell of a tournament too. Yeah, it was really fun.
Right, yeah.
Also, huge Gackt fan because he's a huge Hazmatt fan. Because when I was playing at Summit, he said Hazmatt's dangerous many times when I was playing. He kept saying it. And I was like, true. Someone sent me the clip.
I believe he said that because Haz is not gonna let that go. Like it's the new like funny bit in our friend group.
It's the new what was it like when
X Factor?
Well, no, that the X Factor thing,
those,
and then,
honestly.
Well, the when Japan said that you're like the older brother, and you kept like saying it on the podcast. This is right? Your This is the
I'm big in Japan. Yeah,
exactly. Now you're dangerous. That's your new phrase.
Well, let's put some context into the like. I want to be able to fly. When I when I'm on the podcast. So dangerous in Smash.
There you go. Dangerous.
When I'm playing Belmont against Little Mac, I'm very dangerous. Is what Gackt is referring to specifically. Yeah, Gackt's awesome. I love watching. And Gackt is a part of that group of Japanese players who are like top level, but there's so many of them around that level. It's like who's gonna do it this time? You know what I mean? Like who's gonna be the one that like goes to the next level at this tournament or not? And I'm always happy when it's Gackt. Gackt's awesome.
Who's gonna play Mia or Acola?
Yeah, right.
Even
I was starting to look.
Jeez.
We didn't really even. It's kind of crazy that it wasn't even a topic, but Acola being the #1 seed and Spargo's there, and none of us really said anything about it.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
You get used to it when someone wins so much.
Acola is the best player in the world right now, and it's like it's not even close. Like there is literally no argument.
Hold on. My ego is right here.
I wouldn't say it's not
my ego's right here.
I would say it's not close.
I wouldn't say it's not close.
Okay, but like, there's no other argument. Like, I don't think you can argue for someone else being first other than Acola
at this very moment.
At this very moment, no.
But
Spargo wins Kagaribi,
but it's close. Fine, you guys got it. But
it is definitely close, at least for Spargo.
Yeah,
that is something you were
saying.
Spargo
was #1 on this ranking like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. Well, right. I mean, just having a 13th and trying to debate like that. That's a very
yeah.
And another thing to note is that person that put Spargo at 13th at Summit is attending this tournament. Void is going. I'm going with Void to Kagaribi 10, so super excited for that. Void is not too confident in his ability to play because he hasn't really practiced ever since Summit, but who knows? Void might have a content creator run. We'll see.
You never know with Void or Tyler or like,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
These content creators, bro.
He was on Charles's mic before we started here, and he's like, they overseeded the shit out of me. He was like upset that they seeded him so high. He's like, damn it.
30th.
Yeah. Yeah, right. Yeah, he's like,
back in my day, Void was a top 8 seed every time.
True.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I remember
back when he was
days.
a top 10 player in the world. God.
Bring it back, man. Bring it back.
Yeah, this tournament is going to be crazy. I can't wait. And I love that a lot of the NA players went a week early. You know what I mean? One, just to sightsee around Japan and all the different like friendly sessions you can do. I mean, again, we always talk about how Tokyo is so great for a strong Smash team because their public transportation is so affordable and so efficient. So going to these locals, they have players that are like top 10 players that casually just multiple top 10 players just casually going into a local, or top 20 players going into a local, right, in the world. So it's pretty crazy. So being able to participate in these locals, and even talking with Cosmos too, he talks about how he goes to all these different locals. I mean, you can go one almost every day or just all these practice sessions. So it's going to be really exciting to see everyone kind of get acclimated too. So by the time Kagaribi 10 comes into play, if you've been there for a week, I mean, jet lag shouldn't be a factor, right? I mean, obviously, like just the stress of travel and all that, but yeah, I'm excited to see really great gameplay, and I'll be there to commentate it too. So I'll be there in person. I'm like ecstatic about this event. I can't wait, and this will be my second time in Japan. Last time I went was pre-quarantine, so highly recommend visiting that country. It's very sick, especially Tokyo. I haven't explored too much outside of Tokyo, but Tokyo is very fun, and I just love having a broken transportation system, especially if you're visiting somewhere. It's just so nice to be like, oh, let's just hop on a train and go here. Like, bug it.
I feel like you mentioning like the transportation and all that stuff is why I feel like Japan is just like a melting pot of like a meta. Like it's just one big strange meta. While in like the US, for example, it's like you can see, like we talked about this in an episode. I don't know if it was Patreon or public or not, but like how certain regions like kind of take inspiration from the best players, or they get taught by like Brawl veterans or like something like that, and it shows in play style. And like it feels like, there's bits and pieces in the US where they're playing a different game, or like certain characters are more popular, where somewhere like Tokyo where it's just like these people are all playing each other once a week or something like that, and it's like so many more people on average. So that's interesting to think about, especially because whenever we look at a Japanese tournament, it's like, what are we looking at if we're looking at the results stat or something like that? Because when I think of my region, there's like certain characters are more popular, and then I think of like Georgia, and it's like a bunch of Roy, or it's just interesting.
Yeah, population density is also a big thing, right?
Yeah.
And even when you look at the strong U.S. regions, it's usually where the population is a little bit more dense. So SoCal, Tri-State, there's even like Georgia, right? There a lot of population in those areas, Florida, right?
Big cities in the Midwest.
Texas, some parts of Texas. Yeah.
Some parts of Texas, right? And then when you look at Tokyo, another huge advantage that they have in Japan in terms of practicing is their Wi-Fi is better in a sense that since the country is smaller, it's not like you have to do an East Coast to West Coast connection, right? Like, so usually when you're playing Wi-Fi, you want to keep it to people in your area. And even then it's still so far away. And the US's internet is just not as good as most Asian countries' internets as well, right? So, I mean, practicing on Wi-Fi, and I've even heard Cosmos talking about this, like grinding on Wi-Fi is so legit out there. And there's so many good players that just play Wi-Fi. Their Wi-Fi community is strong. And even most of the best US players, I would say, came up through Wi-Fi, right? Yep. And they had a lot of practice through Wi-Fi. And I mean, Tweek's one of them. Tweek played a ton of Wi-Fi and a lot of offline, and you still play a ton of Wi-Fi. Yeah,
most of them still play, I would say, online. Spargo was an online fiend. Sonics, obviously. You, Gavin. I'm trying to think of the biggest Wi-Fi.
It's been like that from day one, and day one being Brawl. Yep. A lot of the best players.
Yeah.
Or like, new waves of best players all played Wi-Fi. It's not even like a secret to success or a surprise. It's just playing the game.
Yep.
Right. So having that just having that accessibility and having the quality of play, because I think that's what people always weigh, right? Where it's like, oh, well, the quality of play is better offline, so I should try to thrive and, practice offline. But even if the quality is lower, you still need the quantity. You still need to play the game, right? So no matter what. But in Japan, they have that with the quality as well, so they can grow their metagame even faster. And I think that's just such a big deal.
Man, just thinking about like Japan's results. I remember when we used to say they were inconsistent. I don't say that anymore. I actually like very regularly expect to see a lot of the same players in the top 8. And up to like the top maybe like 64 through 16, there's going to be upsets, but that happens in NA as well. But I'm expecting Acola to win the tournament. Like, I'm expecting Mia to be in the top 3. I'm expecting Shuton to be in the top 3. T is going to place top 8. Ashimo is going to place top 8. Like, and that could be anywhere in the top 8 for T and Shuton that's not first, because Acola is going to win the tournament. It's like I'm very like Yoshidora is going to do very well. Zachary's kind of random, but can just randomly pop off. It feels like, for the most part, the meta in Japan is like actually way more stable than it's ever been, which is really, really interesting.
Yeah.
Hey, Tweek Talk fans, you know what it is. It's sponsorship time, and we're happy to say that today's episode is brought to you by Honey, the easy way to save when shopping on your iPhone or your computer. Now, personally, I love finding deals when shopping online. It makes me feel savvy and smart with my decisions, especially when the deals are a surprise. There's nothing like feeling a little lucky when shopping online and finding good deals. Thanks to Honey, manually searching for coupon codes is a thing of the past. Honey is the free shopping tool that scours the internet for promo codes and applies the best one it finds to your cart. Now imagine you're shopping on one of your favorite sites. When you go to checkout, the Honey button appears and all you have to do is click Apply Coupons. Wait a few seconds as Honey does its work and searches for coupons it can find for that site. And if Honey finds a working coupon, you'll watch the prices drop. Now, this year, one of my resolutions is to get more into working out. I've been good about the treadmill, but I want to start pumping some weights, right? So I was looking for a new blender, right? I was trying to buy a new blender online. And when I went to go check out, I clicked on my Honey widget and I was able to find a deal and actually save $20 on a really nice blender. Now, this was surprising because it's a really high quality blender. Saving $20 on it was super awesome. And I got to thank Honey for that one. Now, one last thing. Did you know Honey doesn't just work on desktops, it also works on your iPhone too. Just activate it on Safari and your phone and save on the go. If you don't already have Honey, you could be straight up missing out. And by getting it, you'll be doing yourself a solid in supporting this show. Get Honey for free at joinhoney.com/tweek. Again, that's joinhoney.com/tweek. joinhoney.com/TWEEK. Tweek. That's a good
Do y'all
point,
have a prediction for Kagaribi, who's going to win? I feel like
Who's gonna win?
The thing is to say Acola, right?
I think Spargo's going to win.
Okay.
Those two are the safest ones. Like,
Yeah.
It's usually just, it feels like it's, who do you think's going to win, Acola or Spargo?
Well, I mean, it depends on the tournament.
Yoshidora.
Boom. Do we think, okay, who do you think has the highest chance of winning that isn't Acola or Spargo?
Mia.
Yes.
You would give it to Mia?
Definitely. Bro, Mia's beaten Spargo, hasn't he?
No.
Have they not played?
They played at Scuff World Tour, and Mia forced Spargo off of Cloud. Spargo switched over to Mithra and Pyra and won Game 5, I believe.
That's a statement right there, though, I think.
There's a couple wild cards like Riddles and Zachary.
Yeah.
Mute Ace. Mute Ace could do so well.
Bro, Yoshidora, I'm saying.
I want Mute Ace to win USA, damn it.
I would normally say Mute, but I've seen a lot of Mute's tweets about like his hands and stuff, and
isn't doing
how he's been feeling like health wise, and they didn't seem too great. So I'm not gonna. I can't say that. It would be lovely if like all that went away, but I don't know. We'll see.
I saw Riddles, his controller broke too in a pretty extreme. Not just like put a new button in, it's like it looks like it got destroyed. So I'm nervous as to how that'll affect him, but I always have faith in Riddles, obviously. So he could take it down. Bro, I need an Ashimo win. That's what I need. I don't remember the last time I've seen that, but I need
Win?
You know what I need?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't know.
The CEO of Fundamentals,
All right.
Zach Ray.
Oh,
Zach.
Show me something worth watching.
A Zachary run would be
The boss
insane.
of Fundamentals, bro.
he could.
Yeah,
Salute.
good.
Of course he could.
Good.
Respect the CEO.
Do you think he can do it with Pitt?
Yes.
Yes.
I think he can do anything with anyone.
Yeah. I think he's that good. Yeah.
Okay.
That's
Well,
my GOAT.
I'm also very curious to see how these players bounce back, like Mudace and Lima after last weekend, because I think so highly of them as players, obviously. And I think it was good that they got like one tournament under their belts when they got there initially, and now they're able to practice and focus on the big event. And it's like, they have Yumeki. They're going to know how to fight against Peach. Apparently, they know how to fight Bayo very well as well. So I'm curious to see how they're going to turn around. And Zamba, too, because Zamba's also going to
Oh my gosh, I
Kagaribi.
didn't even mention that.
So I'm very curious because they're obviously very experienced against Rob as well. So I'm really obviously excited to see how the USA does over there. But I'm also a little nervous, you know?
I mean, in winners on at Maesuma, most of US did lose to Japan, but in losers, they like all played each other. Like Sin played Lima, and I think Lima beat Sin game 5, and then Riddles beat Lima right afterwards. So
Oh, that sucks.
yeah, it was like a little unfortunate on that end. And then Riddles made a run. I mean,
Send outplays Lima. So
then maybe it was the other way around. Maybe Lima lost to Sin, and then Sin beat Riddles.
Yeah.
Or I mean, Riddles beat Sin. Jeez, I can't speak. But they all played each other. I just remember seeing all 3 of them, and I was like, dang, that sucks. Like,
Yo, you know what we need? We need Ramen and Void to team up,
Oh,
fight
boy.
together, adapt, overcome, learn, and one of them needs to win with fucking Sheik, please.
Oh man, that would be fucking crazy. I'm so down for that. That's another thing
sick
that
of
I'm
this
excited
shit.
for. Probably the thing I'm most excited for, honestly, for going to Japan. I'm obviously extremely excited to go to Kagaribi, but to see and hang out with Mr. R Ramen,
The
I
GOAT.
cannot wait. The last time I saw him was pre-quarantine, and
The
I'm
fucking
very good
GOAT.
friends with Ramen, so
I'm so jealous.
I'm ecstatic to just see him and hang out with him, and yeah, it's gonna be dope. And we're gonna be in Japan. Obviously,
They
the
need
food's
to
gonna be
do
great.
well with Sheik. I'm sick of this.
Well, at
You
least
know,
he's not playing
Cloud
Kron.
Hey.
isn't that good. Sheik isn't that good.
No, he said he's bringing the crown back for 3 matchups. He said 3 to 4, which I kind of like.
Sure.
As long
I'm
as
not
he's a plan.
against that.
As long as he's a plan. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Whatever.
Gavin
And-
doesn't approve.
And I'm or Eim, EIM or AIM. The
Aim,
Sheik
yeah.
is also going there. Highest seeded Sheik in the tournament.
Wait, is
so-
Sheik the most common character in this top 32 seeding?
I think so.
Yes,
Interesting.
definitely. Yes, definitely.
Interesting.
There's
Huh.
3 of them, and there's not.
Wait, is Neo not going? Did I miss it? I didn't
No,
really
Neo's
look.
27.
I didn't look like super. He's 27th. Interesting. He got top 8 of Maesuma.
But so is Yumeki. You know, it's just
Yeah.
that's where we're at.
Uh,
Shit is crazy.
Corn was going kind of foolish. No, like God.
Definitely,
Bro,
dude.
there's
I'm
a
rethinking a little bit
basketball
about Corn, to be
season.
honest with you.
Dude, I went in Leo's stream like a couple weeks ago. I was like, "Why'd you drop Corn? You like it's not like you lost." And he was like, "Yeah, I don't know." There was no like concrete answer. It's just like I don't know. Like one day I just stopped playing her, and I was like, "Oh, all right, cool," and just kept it moving. Like,
see ya.
yeah, I mean he was beating like everyone with Corn that he picked it against, but
Yeah.
he just stopped.
We do have to talk about the crew battle. I kind of don't want to talk about it, but
I'll be honest, I missed it. I
What
thought
crew
it was,
battle?
I
The one-
got it wrong.
Bro,
yeah.
Jazzo almost clutched.
Jazzo's the GOAT.
You talking about the
Really?
crew battle that happened?
Yeah, he is really.
that already happened.
Yeah, Jazzo almost clutched.
Oh, okay.
He came
I
in-
I heard it went bad.
Well, Acola took 7 stocks for us, so that's cool.
I
W.
think that's the part that's bad, where it's like we had Acola and we still gonna win. Like,
I mean,
Well,
okay, to be fair, like they tried to give us a bone because we didn't have like Tweek and Light and stuff. So they
Yeah.
were like, if y'all can't have y'all best players, like
we'll give you
know,
ours.
we'll
Not
give
even,
you ours.
not even. We won't have Acola in it. We will give you our player,
That's
and
true.
on top
Here's
of
the
that,
best
Acola
player
didn't
on
even
planet
sandbag. He didn't even sandbag. He took 7 stocks.
They
Tried
could have
so
just.
hard
You're
to
right.
win.
No, he
They
did
could've-
stand back.
Oh, he did sandbag. Oh,
That-
yeah,
dude,
true.
that's
He
a good
could have
point.
taken 11.
Yeah, that's the joke.
That's the
Dude,
that's the
That's
joke.
that's a good point because they could have just sat someone instead of giving us one person.
what
You know
I'm
what I
saying,
mean? Like
dude.
there's
They
a
gave us
solution
the
here.
person.
Yeah,
The
they
guy that can
did.
sandbag and take 7
The
stocks.
person, the character.
I love it because it's like an extension. You know, Charles is like all throughout Smash 4, he's like, yeah, SoCal's the best, SoCal's the best. And then NorCal is now better at Ultimate. He's like, yeah, we're Cali, you know? This is just an ultimate extension of that. Like, oh yeah, Acola is like basically NA, you know? Like basically, right? Like
He
Basically.
wins NA tournaments.
we're the world, you know? Like we're all one united planet at this point.
Yeah, that's
No
that's why I
more
keep saying
rivalries.
NA invasion. You know, I got a group Spargo in with us. Like, come on, Spargo, come in
Yeah,
for the
come-
group
come
picture.
on,
We're
Spargo,
Team
come
NA. You know what I'm saying?
Picture.
We're Team NA.
We are Team NA for sure. And Japan is still the best region, but it is
Get
what it
in your
is.
riddles. Get in your riddles. Team NA.
Definitely. Yeah, I want to see Riddles do well again too, man. I do. There's just I will be watching this entire tournament. I will regret it a lot that Sunday. You know, the Sunday
Yeah.
after you stay up all night and you just sleep.
Dude.
I know. I'm not ready.
My schedule's prepared for this.
I
Team
might
Riddles.
take a nap on Friday is what I'm thinking.
T Riddles was so entertaining.
Yeah, T Riddles was. I'm glad that Riddles got the run back.
Me too.
T beat him in the mirror last time, so I
Yeah,
think that's a
but-
huge confidence boost for. I mean, these are the 2 best Kazuya players in the world right now, so kind of going back and forth is a very interesting timeline.
I can't even remember what tournament that was. I remember it was a European tournament. I'm not 100% where
Yeah.
in Europe.
They
but
keep
yeah.
playing in the strangest fashions.
Dude, it's so funny.
And they're just down to mirror.
They have to travel
just-
across the
just do
world
the
just to
middle.
fight, and they're just like 2 men in suits.
Dude, it's those
Talk about
games were
going to
like
bed,
a minute,
bro.
30 seconds each, bro. It was
Yeah.
so enjoyable. I was like,
Just
bro,
a
they're,
fucking
Yeah.
bloodbath.
they're just swinging.
A man in a black suit and a man that's just all gold, even his hair.
Got the hair dyed.
Yeah, he goes with the Pac-Man looking Kazuya, which I love.
there
You know
go.
what I mean?
There you go.
I don't know if Riddles was trolling me. I doubt it. But Riddles told me that costume Kazuya has like exists to
Oh,
represent how wacky Tekken 7's character customization is.
Have you ever seen
Apparently-
it? That is mild compared to what you can do in that game.
But apparently, that's what the skin is supposed to represent.
Oh, okay.
I believe
interesting.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. Well, yeah, dude, this is Smash Ultimate, right? Just 2 Kazuyas, all offense, just
Just,
trying to kill each
hey,
other in one hit. This
It's
is
time.
Ultimate.
It's time to game.
That's Mr. Gaming right there. Gaming
I'm
Mishima.
See ya. Hey, minute 30.
Did he have air dodge? Yeah.
He tried to. Air dodge.
It was the
Swift
first actual
games.
frame. Yeah.
For some reason, it takes a little bit to air dodge after that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it looks
You
weird.
actually can't. Good.
Anyway,
Agreed
yeah,
on the-
to be
Goodness.
fair, yeah, his recovery is whatever anyway. So anyway, man, I can't wait to watch this tournament. That is the number one thing I'm looking forward to this weekend. But I'm also very much looking forward to,
Mhm.
you know, another tournament, Charles
Well, I'm
And
ready. What was
Evan,
it?
and Marcus, of course, but you won't be there with us.
I'll be there in spirit.
You always are. Battle of BC, and again, I already said this, man, about Kagaribi. This is going to be one of the tournaments of the year. You know what I mean? Like these 2, between Kagaribi and Battle of BC happening this month, going to be an exceptional time for tournaments. Now that's like the first one. That one of the headlines there is that Yoshidora. That's like his first out of Japan tournament, right?
Oh,
Or
yeah.
NA period, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And
Yoshidora has a busy month, huh?
True.
He does, yeah. Good.
Family
I'm trying to
man.
see that Yoshi. I was waiting for it this weekend, and then Yumeki took care of business. I was like, what happened? I didn't even
Yeah.
get to see
That's
Yoshi.
what I
Then
call-
Yoshidora made the run. God.
That's what I call Yoshidora's Yoshi, bro. Just business Yoshi.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's here,
Business suit.
Yoshi with a suit and tie, just clocking in, like doing it for the wife and kids or whatever.
Wild. Wild.
Just,
Hey,
just here to game, bro.
that's my goat. My
Yoshi
new
is a
favorite
business character,
inspiration.
bro. Yoshi just does what he got to do, bro.
Yeah.
I don't
Man,
even know what I'm saying.
It's so it honestly is inspirational to see someone with wife and kids, full-time job. And
Does he have a wife and
dad-
kids? It was just an example, like a
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he
Yeah, has a
does.
family.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Family man. Yeah, that's why I'm like, oh, that's my guy. Like, what? Taking notes. About to hit him up. Yo, how do you make this work? Like, what?
I think the point is, and I think it was talked about, I think there was a Tekken player, it was a similar situation. I don't know if you saw that tweet that was circulating a month or two ago about how he's like, yeah, I have, wife, kid, mortgage, all that stuff. But I have like brackets of time where I can fit in Tekken for like 2 or 3 hours a day. And that's all I do during that time, and I think it just goes to show that I think age is obviously a lot of the time it's just associated with the loss of time more than anything. Like you just don't have the availability to practice or anything. And then sometimes you're like, well, I don't really feel like doing this anymore. And you kind of give up a little bit. But then the other part is it is obviously super possible. And I think Daigo has always been the golden standard for that. Like we've always talked about how much older Daigo is than a lot of Street Fighter competitors. And you don't think he's going to be going hard in Street Fighter 6? You don't think he's going to be a top competitor, especially when the game first comes out? Of course he will. It's just figuring out, and I feel like we talk about this a lot on the podcast, which I love. It's just the balance of life, right? Like, how do you do this? What do you prioritize? What investment do you need to make to be successful in these 5 areas of life that you really care about? These 4 areas of life that you really care about? It's something I think about all the time. And things come and go, right? Sometimes it's like, my kid is sick, so obviously that takes more of my time and attention away from other things, or work is really busy right now. I need to dedicate more time and effort to that. But at the end of the day, it's more about like consistency and dedication more, I think, than anything. And that's why, like, I don't know. I think it's just really important to always like remember that. And that's why I'll always root for Yoshidora, just cause like, he's making a choice. He's trying really hard to make something work, and he does really well at it.
My goat.
Actually, yes.
It's amazing in terms of when you reach that point in your life, you have to have superb time management, and not only time management, time efficiency, right? So if this Tekken player that Haz was talking about only could practice 2 to 3 hours a day, how does he beat Tekken players that practice 8 hours a day every day? Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's not only do you have to find the slots for that time, but that time you put in, you can't just do an overwhelming amount because you don't have that much time available, right? So there has to be so much thought into the practice. Like, what are the goals here? And you just have to be so efficient with your time. So anyone that is able to pull that off, I have mad respect, because 1, you have to have incredible amount of discipline, and 2, you have to be extremely smart to pull something off like that, or have other people that are extremely smart coach and guide you, right? And kind of take other things off your plate and spread things out. And it's at the end of the day, it all comes down to management and efficiency. And I think if you're able to pull that off, it's just incredible. And I mean, that's what life is all about, right? As you grow older, you kind of are forced to put these skills to the test because you're getting more and more responsibilities. And it's truly amazing to see. And to see him come down for the first time and compete in US after, like, we've described him in terms of just like, family man, full-time job and all that other stuff. And he's still going to come out to NA for a tournament, which is so sick to see.
Yeah.
And getting off of work in Japan work culture, it's not the same as US. You got to understand that Japan is a completely different culture than the US. So even just getting a weekend off of work it's a big deal to ask for in Japan.
Dude, shout out to his wife too, because I know she's going to be holding down the household while he's gone for real.
Yeah.
That's really cool. Like
team effort.
It's a team. Yeah, it's a family, right? Like it's the whole thing. Obviously. That's really cool. So I hope he does well, because, like you said, there's so many sacrifices, so many things going into it. So I hope he does well. But it is what it is. But speaking of Battle of BC, we'll be there as Tweek Talks live. By the way, shout outs to us, which is going to be super good, except for Marcus, which sucks. We wish you were there.
He's asleep.
They gave us just some notes to talk about here and why we're so excited about the event. I'm excited just because I haven't been to Canada in a while. I don't think I've ever been to West Coast Canada, so I'm super excited for the weather and the good time. It's been a minute since we've had an actually incredibly stacked event as well. When's the last, like, I don't really count. I mean, I count Summit.
Yeah, when was the last P tier, bro?
Yeah. So it's a premier tier, by the way. It's a P. Is premier. I don't know who came up with that.
Who's like, come on, man, just change it back to S+. Come on,
it's the third tournament to ever hit this status in 2023. So third tournament to hit the status in 2023, not ever. It's the most globally stacked Ultimate tournament ever, with tons of Japanese and European talent. promising a lot of never before seen matchups, which is super, super true, which is awesome too, because I think it's a little easier to get through into Canada than it is the US if you're visiting for X, Y, and Z reasons. So I think that's plays a part of it. There's going to be an NA versus World crew battle. Guess who's on Team NA? Nope, it's not me. We all wish. It's just Tweek, so that'll be cool though.
I guess we lose.
Yeah.
Hazmatt,
right.
dangerous X Factor.
It's true. Yeah. Very dangerous.
Oh, bring in the sub. Haz, you can be a sub.
Oh shit, dude! Can I really
be a sub, and then you can counterpick against Gackt because
I'd be such a good sub. Let's be real for a second, bro. I'd be such a great sub. First off, like such A, X Factor, duh. B, dangerous, and C, I would have a couple beers. You know what I mean? I would be energy. I would be lightning in a bottle for the team. I'd be the best sub that's ever happened. And of course, it's Galint Gaming, by the way, who they've never failed at doing anything great when it comes to their events. And that's happening a little later in May, a couple weeks away, the 19th through the 21st. And then there's a boat after party, which is like a Canadian tradition. It happens at Gommel, I guess. I've never been to the Gommel boat, but I'll definitely be on the boat for Battle of BC. So that'll be awesome. Yeah. And almost every Melee top player is coming. First big event to open up the Summer Smash. A lot of great points that they sent us, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I was excited to go anyway. Like, I was always excited.
Like, the Japanese events, like, I'm definitely excited to compete myself, and especially, like, on a global scale. That's kind of been the theme, like, the past few events. It's, like, a big opportunity for players that usually don't get to compete against each other, so.
Is Battle BC, do we know the best of 5 status, best of 3, best of 5 status?
Is it all best of 5, I think?
Wait, what?
I don't know the format.
I think they, if I remember correctly, it was all best of 5, but I could be wrong there. Why don't you check it out? Start.gg/Battle of BC, if that's the right link. I don't know. We'll get you the right link, chat. It'll be in the info. Don't put the camera solo on me. What the heck? I'm lying. What was I going to say? The thing... There's going to be... What was the other thing I really wanted to say about Battle BC that I was excited about for a long time? Oh, I got to meet Samuel at Summit.
Samuel was dope.
Dude, he's the man. He's awesome. So I want to support and help him in any way. And Canada is such a great region in Ultimate. I want to see how they do in their own house. We're talking about how's Japan going to do in Japan. How's Canada going to do in Canada? Canada's huge too. So like it's a little different, obviously. But at the same time, like the thing that won't be different is the Canadian crowd is going to go apeshit for Riddles, Big D, any of the other great Canadian players that we have here too. There's so many good players. Yeah, ouch. I used to watch so much Canadian Smash Ultimate at the beginning. So many good Shotos playing there, you know?
Wait, really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They got a lot of good Shotos, especially like
F Sharp. F Sharp. Huge F Sharp fan. I believe they quit though. Unfortunate. Smock.
Oh, you did watch
Venom.
Canada. You did
Smock
watch
Venom.
Canada. Yeah.
Kells, of course.
And even Battle of BC 4, which happened last year, was really fun. We got to see, I believe Ken and T came out to that event, or they had like a handful of Japanese. Right? I believe so, yeah. So and we got to see Ouch have an incredible run in top 8. Shuton was there. So, I mean, I feel like this is a continuation from Battle of BC 4, but it's just, cranked up to a whole nother level, and I feel like the team really outdid themselves for Battle of BC 5, so I'm super excited. Once I saw Battle of BC 4, I was already just really interested in the event. Looked really well ran. The players there were great, and even just talking to other commentators and players that went there, they said they had a fantastic experience. So, I mean, being able to see all this stuff in person and hang out in person there, it's going to be dope. Canada is just a great place to visit as well, so always a fan every time I go up to Canada and just like go around sightseeing and just exploring the areas. It's really cool. And the food's great there too. So
I'm excited to see y'all. I haven't seen y'all in a minute either.
Yeah, it's been a while.
I guess that about wraps it up though. Do you want to get into the bonus segment?
Yeah. So we'll be transitioning into the bonus segment, which we'll be talking about underrated tech. So if you guys want to check that out, make sure to check out the Patreon and just go ahead, and I believe it's the $5 tier for these bonus episodes. And if you want to see the guest bonus segments, then you can also pay that $10 tier. But all this stuff directly supports us to make this podcast ongoing and still a thing, and we want to grow it more and more and give you guys even more content. So yeah, we'll be seeing you guys later.